Hello and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars, where we talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry. My name is Hannah, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Exquisite. Hi.
Hello, Hannah. Hello to
Oh my
everyone
goodness. We
who's
are
watching
back,
and listening.
yeah, back on video. If you haven't noticed, I've moved. I'm doing good. I'm on some new shit. We'll come
Yeah.
back to that. But for those who aren't on video, basically, I'm in a new setup. I am at my working desk that has some ugly blinds, a splotch on the wall, but also this shrine bulletin board that has the picture of me with Taylor and some friendship
Yeah.
bracelets.
It's
Cute.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And we're going to be talking about the first track from Folklore,
Oh my gosh.
um, which Taylor knows how to open an album. I've always thought her opening tracks are great. And this one in particular, it's called The One. And I remember going in, I was like, what could she be singing about? I'm not sure. Like, it's stylized with the number one
Correct.
instead of it spelled out. And it's the first track. So she was like, the one first track. Yeah. And it also just kind of sets you up for the sound of this album really well.
Yeah. I always say that the first opening chords of Folklore slash The One, it sounds like the first thaw of spring, right? It's been winter, and
Hmm.
now you hear the rushing water, you see those like icicles melting, you hear the first chickadee, and so you get those beautiful piano chords. And I want to say this is like one of the few, if not the only, piano starting track of an album, right? Because we have a lot of guitar, we have drums. I
Um,
think the closest might be like I Forgot That You Existed, but it is very produced. Dun,
yeah,
dun,
I
da,
think
da,
I
da.
think so. Our listeners and scholars themselves will tell
Well,
us.
confirm it with us, please.
Yeah.
But immediately you are transported to kind of this, I guess now we call it the folklorian woods.
Yeah.
But, and even to this day, I'm transported back to 2020 when of
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
hearing that album.
Midnight
It
nine
is
for
what it
you.
is. Yeah. And wow, what a song. I think I want to say this and Hoax were the last couple songs written for the album, and she called them her bookends, where they were like,
Hmm.
"Okay, we're done. Like we have." And I know she giggled when she called it "The One," and it was the first track. Like I know she thought it was the
Yeah.
funniest thing she's ever seen in
Yeah.
her life.
And I also think this is like our proto Midnight Rain, but like a more wistful Midnight Rain, if you will.
Ooh, I really like that. I like that a lot. Um, because yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, Hannah, you
Gosh, it's
start.
been so long. I have to look up now. You guys are gonna see us just looking up the lyrics on our phones and stuff. If you're on video,
No,
but
I always have them memorized like a poet, you know. I
okay, but that one time I get some lyric wrong, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. So yeah, this is the one. I'll read the first verse and the pre-chorus. I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing good. I'm on some new shit. Been saying yes instead of no. I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't, though. I hit the ground running each night. I hit the Sunday matinee. You know, the greatest films of all time were never made. Should I keep going?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess you never know, never know. And if you wanted me, you really should have showed. And if you never bleed, you're never gonna grow. And it's all right now.
Oh,
Wow.
first of all, I
Wow.
love that as an intro. And I have when we like go line by line, I do think it's very funny the random little controversy that line, I thought I saw you at the bus stop, I didn't though, causes, where everybody's like, she's not talking about an actual bus stop. She means like the restaurant. And first of all, I think it doesn't matter. But second of all, I think if we Occam's razor it, why would she be talking about a bus stop, the restaurant, and not stylize it capital B, capital S?
Wait, what's the controversy? What's the B?
That it's
What?
that they're like Taylor Swift would never be at a bus stop, so it's obviously she's talking about a restaurant called the bus stop.
Oh, oh,
And I think about that
oh,
all the time. And I'm like, why
oh
would
my gosh. First of all, A Taylor could be at a bus stop, and even if she wasn't, she could imagine she being at a bus stop. Like she has something called an imagination. And why would it be a restaurant called the bus stop? Where
I don't know where it came from.
oh, sure. Sure. Sure.
I'm like, sure,
But
it could, sure, it could be a restaurant called the bus stop, but I think it's okay for her to be like, I thought I saw you waiting for the bus, like waiting. And
yeah.
you know what it reminds me of also? Like proto Midnight Rain, proto I look in people's windows, also in that like line of the train
Yeah.
station, you know?
Yeah. I think it's also just like um yeah, that's so weird. But let's go back. Let's go back to the very beginning.
It
Starting an album with the lines "I'm doing good. I'm on some new shit" is cool shit.
it's cool. It's
Like
cool. It's cool.
like she, it's so something you would say when you run into somebody, right? Like you haven't seen them in a long time. You're like, "Oh my gosh, how are you? Oh my gosh, I'm doing good." Like this is the stuff that's been happening in my life. I actually recently went to a high school reunion. It's been X amount of years, I won't say, but it was just so fun catching up. How are you doing? Who's been married? Who got kids? Who's been moving? Who got their PhD? All of that. It's just been, it's just kind of the thing you say.
Yeah.
But then this triggers a bunch of memories for this person, right? That
Hmm.
I ran into you, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, like, but in this verse, they're just saying like, oh my gosh, I thought I saw you that one time. I'm doing great. I go see the movies. I go
Like
to the,
I hit the
you
ground
know,
running. Like I'm literally just ripping and running all the time. I
yeah,
got places to be. I'm doing things. I'm having fun.
yeah,
I go to things in the middle of the day. Matinee, Sunday matinee could be movies, it could be plays, it could be any of that.
right,
Like I go
yeah,
to these things. But I think it's movies because of the next line, you know.
yeah.
The greatest films of all time. They were never made. Like
What do you think she means by that, Exquisite?
she's like there are things that never happened that if they had happened would have been the the best thing ever, the most popular, the most relatable thing ever you could ever see in the film, and the people who could have made them just never made them,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But it also causes her to be like, well, what about me and you? We could have been the greatest film of all
Yeah,
time.
what if we could have been, yeah, right?
And you know
That's,
why
and
they
that's the
weren't?
pre-chorus.
You know why they weren't the best of all time? The person she's singing to never showed up. If you wanted me, you really should have showed.
Yeah. You should have, you should have given me some signs.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
should have, you should have done something, right?
Anything really. But it's okay because if you never bleed, like you're never gonna grow. So even though you didn't show up or whatever, and that probably cut me really deep and it hurt. If I didn't bleed, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I'm doing good.
And it's all right,
Mm-hmm.
which always reminds me, and it's gonna be all right from Shake It Off. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
if you didn't see, we on the video we clapped, like we pantomime clapping, clap, clap, clap. Right? It's this idea, like, yeah, you shake it off, right? This thing hurt, but I'm not gonna sit here weeping about it all day. I'm gonna move on, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be all right. So
Mm-hmm.
it's what an opening, right?
What an
Especially at a time,
opening.
the pandemic. We're all sitting there thinking, will I always wonder? But obviously not that sad quite yet. But
Yep.
and
Yep.
then you do the
And
what
then
ifs.
we get this chorus, right? Of but we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool, and if my wishes came true, it would have been you. In my defense, I have none, for never leaving well enough alone. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one. Ooh.
She sounds so good in this song. She's like
So good.
crooning.
It's so good. And it sounds so good live, which is very funny about how the one gets on the set list.
Yes,
Because it used to be Invisible String,
right.
and then some things happened, and she was like, actually, we're gonna sing the one again. The last time she sang Invisible String as like part of the set list was in Nashville because
Correct.
Nashville made a bench in Centennial Park just for her. They named it and they dedicated it to her. And so she was like, let me sing the line that has the Centennial Park line.
And then never again.
It never She's actually really funny. She's really a comedian for that. Switching from the "We're so perfect for each other" song because of like these random golden things that connected us, to, well, we could have been perfect, but you never showed up.
It's crazy.
Anyway, let's not get into that. Let's get into let's talk about this chorus of but we were something, don't you think so? Is literally like she's asking if he thinks that they were just as magical or as could have been as she does.
Yeah. 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 Um, and then I love roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. So we have an internal rhyme, roaring 20s, tossing pennies. And then we
Mhm.
have a bunch of alliteration, which Taylor Swift just talked about in the Grammy Museum, how much she loves them, right? The 20s and tossing, but we also have pennies in the pool. And
Mhm.
for me, the tossing pennies in the pool really sounds like it's like an onomatopoeia. You really hear the plunk of the
Yep.
pennies as they fall into the
They hit the
water.
pool. It's great.
It's great. And then it and then why do we toss pennies into pools, Exquisite?
To make wishes. And the Roaring Twenties of it all, the fact that they're connected is Roaring Twenties was this era in America. First of all, drinking was illegal, but people were still doing it, and they were
Prohibition.
just basically having a ball, and it leads straight into the Great Depression. Well, like she's hinting at, she was like, we were having such a great time, we're tossing pennies, because another thing about the Great Depression is that people were saving every little penny because there was no money, and so when they're in their roaring 20s, they're making these wishes and it's unlimited because they're just tossing away their pennies. They're not like counting them, saving them, like hoarding them. um, and then she just goes, and if my wishes came true, all those wishes they were making, her thing on her wish list was this person. Haha.
Yeah.
Oh, proto wish list.
Proto wish list. Yeah, I think for me it also it's this idea of like they had this relationship in their 20s. It was like the roaring 20s. It was this glamorous, fun, exciting relationship. Um and then it goes into tossing pennies and the penny is 1 cent, right? And the one
Mhm.
cent. I love like there's so many layers to this.
Ugh. And if my
Yeah.
wishes came true, it would have been you. And then my favorite line. I love the "in my defense I have none." I love that line so much because she's literally like, there's no excuse for me to be poking at this. And I also love that she doesn't like put herself down for poking at it either. She's like, I'm going to though.
Yeah.
And you know why I'm going to? Because it would have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this kind of tie back to the song Me, right? For never leaving well enough alone. She says, I never leave well enough alone. Like,
Hmm.
what is Taylor if not going back into the past and just poking it, turning it
She,
over,
she
flipping it
literally
around?
also said this in her Grammy thing where she's like, she's always thinking about memory and
Mm-hmm.
time. So she's got to look. She's got to look. She's got to open up
Yeah.
these portals.
Yeah. Recollections and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then,
Absolutely.
the one, let's go to verse 2.
Yeah.
I have this dream you're doing cool shit, having adventures on your own. You meet some woman on the internet and take her home.
Take
We
her
ne-
home. You got to do that. You got to do the key change. She
we never painted by the numbers, baby, but we were making it count. The greatest loves of all time are over now. I guess you never know, and it's another day waking up alone.
oh, it's just so good. I
It's
love
so good.
how she has not seen this person other than in her imagination at all. Like she hasn't seen them except in her imagination. She imagines them at the bus stop, and then she's like, "I'm dreaming about you, and you're doing awesome things, and I'm happy. Like I'm happy. Like you're doing this cool stuff. You're going on adventures, right?" And then she's like, "Well, you also met somebody else on the internet and took her home. Like that's kind of whatever, whatever."
Yeah. Right, but like you've moved
Yeah,
on. Like I know. Like
exactly.
I don't actually dream about you coming back like usually
Hmm.
you're gone.
Yeah.
And and we didn't do things the way we were supposed to, right? Paint by numbers is to like if you follow those like it's usually kids or adults a coloring
Hmm.
book where they're like, okay, Every time you see a number three, paint it over with this shade of green. If you see a number six, use this color blue, and it makes a portrait or a landscape. And they never really colored in the lines. They were always blurring
Hmm.
them, maybe, or crossing lines,
Hmm. But
but they had fun.
and they were making it count, which is fun. Also funny to go from never painted by the numbers, but we were making it count. I love that, like
Yeah.
the
The
image of
number
that.
plays back.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like even though they weren't maybe meant to be, like when they were together, it counted and it meant something. And she's like, it was a great love, and it's over because the greatest loves of all time are over now anyway.
If you think about it, a lot of all great love stories, whether they end in tragedy, Romeo and Juliet, or through death, like just natural death, they do end, right? Like
Also, yeah,
no love
also
really
love
lasts
stories.
forever.
Also, even if it's like not a tragedy, it's just a love romance book. Those books end like the book has an ending.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Um, and then again, she sings, "I guess you never know," and now she's waking up alone, and we're like, "Oh, you're not just reminiscing, you're reminiscing and alone."
Yep. So she hasn't found somebody new, but this person that she's dreaming about, and we don't know if they have found someone new at all. And we don't know this. This is what she just dreams. But in her
Right.
dreams, there was someone cool from the internet. They're doing cool stuff, and then she's like, "I'm alone though. I woke up alone."
Yeah. And then we get the
Yeah.
chorus again, and then
Yep.
your favorite part, Exquisite, the bridge.
Exactly, the bridge. I persist and resist the temptation to ask you if one thing had been different, would everything be different today? And I'm gonna keep going with the chorus because it changes. We were something, don't you think so? Rose flowing with your chosen family, and it would have been sweet if it could have been me. And if, oh, whoa, in my defense, I have none for digging up the grave another time, but it would have been fun if you would have been the one.
I love a chorus change.
I do too. I do too. And that's what she ends on. She's like, yeah, let me end on
Yeah, she's
this.
like, I got it. Yeah.
And it's fun the way she ends on it because in that pre-chorus before she goes to chorus and it's like, and it's another day waking up alone. She like hits that alone. Like she's like gets in her feelings vocally with
Yep.
it. And then it goes the I this is like Hannah's favorite thing, the persist and resist, because it just goes. It's both internal, but then also the T sounds throughout the persist, resist, temptation, the hard T. So she's really fighting for her life.
Exactly.
Like she is fighting. Right after she stutters through the I, like she has to repeat it, and then she's like repeating another sound again of like do she's really holding on like don't call this man, don't call this man, don't call this man and find out what happens. Don't ask for him back.
Yeah. If one and then this is the type of repetition I don't mind. If one thing had been different, would everything be different today? Like to me, that works. If she had done it a third time, I would have been mad. But
Okay, Hannah. Okay, okay. But yeah, it's like that question, and again, we have the one, and it's like she's thinking of the person that could have been like it for her. You could have been the one, but it's also like the one thing that could have changed that would have made us still be together. Like if one thing had been different, like maybe if we lived in the same city, if I didn't have the job I did, if you didn't have the job you did,
yeah,
would
if
one
you
shift
had
change
been
it?
on time to that one dinner, if I had
Mhm.
been late to that one thing instead of being on time, like like if
If I
what? Yeah,
remembered to say your name at the podium, um, if I showed up to our old spot, you know,
at the tree line by the
maybe,
old clock.
maybe it would have been different, or maybe it wouldn't have. This is just a thought.
Yeah,
Maybe nothing would have changed at all. That's what's fun about exploring these things. And I love the rose flowing with your chosen family.
so good. That
It's
she
so
has
good.
flow in there too, right? Like Rose flowing with your
With
chosen
your
family. Like
family. It's literally we're just flowing through it. We're flowing,
it's
we're
so good.
moving. It's like we're tumbling to the end and it's so good because she's like you are, and it's not just them. It's we were something, don't you think so? Rose flowing with your chosen family. So it was like not only was she with this person, she was also with the friends that this person brought her and her
Right.
friends that she brought. And it was like we were chosen. We wanted to be together, drinking wine, having fun. And it could have been sweet.
Yeah, and then Rose tends to be sweeter, right? It really works. It could have been me. And then again, your line, in my defense, I have none, for digging up the grave another time. Oh, girl, why are you digging up a grave?
No
Again.
reason. I have no reason to be doing this. I'm gonna do it though. That's literally her. She's like, no reason to be doing this. But however, I just think it would have been fun, you know? Like, let me think about it. And also that like the rose flowing with your chosen family, and it would have been sweet if it could have been me, is also her being like, what if I was part of that chosen family? So it's like
Yeah, she's like
you're
on the outside
you're
looking
like
in.
pouring, you know, she's looking in people's windows. What if you're
Yeah.
at their table? You know, proto if I proto I look in people's windows.
Yeah, one thing I love doing with this song is like all the time she uses the like the one or like that kind of counting. So we kind of alluded to it,
Hold on.
obviously. So we had like,
Someone's at my door, Hannah.
oh, someone's at your door.
Yes,
Do
someone's at my door.
do 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 do. Don't worry about it, everybody. I'm just if you're on the podcast, just letting you know, Exquisite had to go get something from the door. If you're watching on video, I didn't edit it out last time. When I was like, I think your video's frozen, and it's because it's too much work. So it just goes up the way it is. So even right now, I'm just talking to fill the time because I don't want to edit this. I don't. I tried even to think about like making clips of the last video, but I just ran out of time. Some family stuff came up. So look, Exquisite, I can just keep talking. I just told the people, I was honest about how like I just don't have the time to edit these things. So they're just gonna get this
Did you
little
mark the
bit.
time?
No. And the last time, how I was like, I think you're frozen, and you're
Yeah,
like, and I'll edit it out. I didn't edit it out. It's
Hannah.
it's it's just there. You know what? Because I don't. If Taylor wants to sponsor this podcast so we can get a producer to edit this, great.
Could
Until
you
that
hear
time,
me?
our fans. No, we could not hear you. I just heard.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Then it
But that's
doesn't matter.
also why I kept talking because I was like, then it'll like prioritize my voice over
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So
I know.
if
I just
any of
had to
you
say
guys
it to
want
you.
to edit this on our behalf, please let me know because I don't want to, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
and
You
I'm
guys,
not
we
going
have we
to.
have we have diehard fans who don't, who just want more of us anyway.
Yeah, they know me
But
right.
anyway, as I was saying, I love counting the number of times we have numbers and ones. So for example, the title, right? Um, the greatest film of all time. I count that as the number one film of all time. So that's another one, right? Roaring Twenties, Tossing Pennies. We talked about that one. And then Painted by the Numbers, Making It Count. To me, that also counts as like numbers.
Hmm.
And let's see, if one thing had been different, would everything be different today? And then the one. So
Yep.
she just having a grand old time writing this.
No, yeah, it's fun. It's great. I love her. And I love what she's doing on this song. And I think it's such a great intro to kind of like the sounds and themes that we're going to get from folklore.
Yeah. I'm gonna read a couple quotes from the Long Pond session. So Aaron said, quote, it was funny. Oh, this was during Long Pond. It was funny
Hmm.
because I feel like you captured the spirit of the whole record with that song, with the one in the sense of just the way it opens. I'm doing good. I'm on some new shit. Been saying yes instead of no. And I was like, is she talking about writing songs with me and everything else at the same time or something? And the answer is yes. Everything she was
Hmm.
doing was new. And then Taylor said, I think it has a double meaning. Opening the album with those words, it applies to the situation that the song is written about, whether you're updating a former lover on what your life is like now and trying to be positive about it. But it was also where I'm creatively, where it's like, I'm just saying yes. I'm just putting an album out in the worst time you could put one out. I'm just making stuff with someone who I always wanted to make stuff with as long as I've been a fan of the National. I'm just gonna say yes to stuff and it worked out. So, let's see. It debuted number 4 on the Hot 100, which
Hmm.
is crazy. And yeah, it's definitely like such a great. Yeah, every time I hear the dun dun, I'm like, oh, I'm ready for the next hour just to like be in this album, like completely immersed.
Yes.
Um, yeah, this is
It's
my
time.
baby.
This is Hannah's baby. I love the one so much. I love that I got to hear it so many times sitting on. You knew the stage lifts up and she's on that roof of the folklore cabin. And you just hear them doing
Yeah.
her on some new shit. And it's just like, yeah, it's time. Like this is that I think the folklore section is when I was like my brain will become aware that I'm at the Eras tour. That's where my Eras tour memories start because I black out at the clock.
Yeah,
Blackout for Cruel Summer, and my remembrance comes back for the one.
that's so funny. Yeah, we haven't done this in so long that we forgot to say. The one is written and produced by Taylor Swift and Aaron Dessner.
Oh yeah,
We just jumped
our
into
bad.
it. We are so out of practice, but we promise that we'll catch up. We'll get back to it. But oh,
Yeah.
but I didn't forget emoji.
Give us your you could give us your favorite emojis. What's your number one emoji?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, just do what's the first emoji in your like his? You know how like when you open the
Yeah,
app,
yeah,
it gives you
in
the
your
history.
history.
What is the
What's
first
my
one?
first?
I
My first emoji is the ear, which is
because you always want to hear the T.
yes.
What's mine right now? Let me see. Mine is mine is the hand heart one. I must have been talking to a Swiftie or something.
Mhm.
Um, it's usually the crying emoji, but right now it's the hand heart one, which is very sweet.
Yeah.
So hand
Mhm.
hearts to all of you. Thank you for listening. We are obviously still trying to figure out this whole video thing. So if you hear any
Yes.
like extra noises, if you see us talking like having to get up during the video, like our bad.
Our bad. Our
And
bad.
but we know we're so glad to be back. We love
We're
hearing
so
all of
back.
your comments.
We're so
So
back.
we're so
Also,
back.
and Taylor listens and watch this because if you guys haven't, go watch her Grammys 48-minute
Oh yeah.
thing she did about songwriting, and she answered a lot of questions. She talks some about folklore, because of course she did. But she also talked about Reputation, and she mentioned Speak Now, which is thing she never does. So you're probably never going to hear her talk about Speak Now again. So this is your opportunity.
Yeah, if you haven't yet, that mashup is so good too.
Yeah, it's so good.
Thank you for listening. I think you should think about having some extra time for next week because it's Cardigan and that's Exquisite's like number one song of all time. So
It's
I'm pretty
literally.
sure we will be spending a
I'm
good
not
chunk
gonna
of
cry
time
in
on
front
that
of you
one.
though. It's not gonna happen. But I
Well,
will
some
get
waterproof
into
mascara
why I
maybe.
love that line. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thanks
Okay.
everybody for tuning in. Bye bye.